Alrighty guys, we're back for some mono green aggro, and this is a Phyrexia all will be one standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? We got 4 Evolving Adaptives, and this is a 1 mana 0/0. When it enters the battlefield, it gets an oil counter. Evolving Adaptive gets +1/+1 for each oil counter on it, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than Evolving Adaptive, put an oil counter on Evolving Adaptive. This looks pretty powerful, guys, and it's only uncommon too, so nice. Have a single Thirsting Roots in here, and we can either, it's sorcery speed first of all, we can search our library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into our hand, or we can proliferate, and when you proliferate, you choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. This deck definitely knows how to do poison damage, it definitely knows how to get +1/+1 counters, and it knows how to get oil counters too, so yeah, being able to proliferate in a deck like this could be huge. We have 4 Venerated Rotpriests. This is a 1 mana 1/2 with Toxic 1, and whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. Yeah, pretty solid, guys. And of course, the Toxic is a player dealt combat damage by a creature with Toxic also gets poison counters equal to that creature's total Toxic value, so that's pretty neat. 4 Tyvar's Stand, an X and a green, instant speed, target creature you control gets +X/+X and gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This card looks ridiculous. I am very excited to try this one out. Holy cow. We have 4 Armored Scrapgorgers here, a 2 mana 0/3. Armored Scrapgorger gets +3/+0 as long as it has 3 or more oil counters on it. Okay. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, sweet, a little bit of ramp, and whenever Armored Scrapgorger becomes tapped, exile target card from a graveyard and put an oil counter on Armored Scrapgorger. Pretty good, guys, I like this one. Single Gaea's Gift, the +1/+1 counter is going to be sweet, and just being able to protect our creatures is very important. We have 4 Infectious Bites here. This is a 2 mana instant speed. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Okay, nice. I really like this one. We'll see if it's any good today, huh? Onwards to our 3 mana cards. Yeah, we got 4 Bloated Contaminators. This card looks ridiculous. Dude, the new set looks so powerful. Okay, so this is a 3 mana 4/4 trample toxic one. Whenever Bloated Contaminator deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. What on earth, dude? Shouldn't this like at least be like triple green so that way it can't be just splashed into everything? This creature looks very, very powerful, especially in a deck like this where that proliferate can really do a lot. So we have 4 Contagious Vorracs here. This is a 3 mana 3/3, and when it enters the battlefield, you can look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, proliferate. So you could just play this out as a 3 mana card and proliferate right away. It's actually not half bad, guys. I'm excited to see how much work it's going to put in this deck. Yeah, because it says you may reveal a land, so, cool. Couple Jugan defends the temple here. We don't actually get to see this one too often. This is a 3 mana saga. For the first chapter, you get a 1/1 monk that helps you ramp. Second chapter, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Then, of course, the third chapter flips into Remnant of the Rising Star, a 2/2 flyer. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay X. Whenever you do, put X +1/+1 counters on that creature. As long as you control 5 or more modified creatures, Remnant of the Rising Star gets +5/+5 and has trample. A pretty powerful saga that we just don't get to see too often, and honestly, it's probably because we don't get to see too much green too often, huh? Getting on to the top end of the build here, we have 3 Evolved Spinoderms? Sure. It's a 4 mana 5/5 Evolved Spinoderm. Enters the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it. It has trample as long as it has 2 or fewer oil counters. Otherwise, it has hexproof. Holy cow, okay. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove an oil counter from Evolved Spinoderm. Then, if it has no oil counters on it, you sacrifice it. Hopefully it doesn't come to that with all the, when we're proliferating from Contaminator, the Vorrac, the Thirsting Roots will hopefully help us keep those oil counters on this. Hopefully we're just winning before this gets sacrificed too, honestly. So, more top end here. We have a single Thrun Breaker of Silence. Dude, these new green cards, I'll tell you what, man. They got some serious power. This is a 5-mana 5/5, can't be countered, has trample. It can't be the target of non-green spells your opponents control or abilities from non-green sources your opponents control. And as long as it's your turn, Thrun has indestructible. Whoo, buddy, yeah. We honestly might want a couple of these, but there was another 5-drop that I wanted to try out. Well, not a 5-drop, but a 5-mana card. A Noxious Assault here. 5-mana sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller gets a poison counter. This actually looks pretty sweet, guys. This looks like a great way to round up a game, and I'm constantly looking for new ways to round up games, like just with one card, and this looks like a way to do it, especially in a deck like this. That could be a lot of poison counters, man. Oh, buddy. And it's not like this deck doesn't know how to go wide pretty decently either. You know, Jugan eventually, that's a 3-mana card that eventually gets you a couple creatures out there. So only 23 land over here. Like, we do have the Thirsting Roots to be able to grab one, but then also the Vorrac helps us grab some land too. We have the ramp on the Scrapgorger as well. I don't think we're going to have any issues with the 23. Of course, one of them is a Who Endures as well. No honorable mentions this time, guys. You know, we're right at the beginning of the new set, and it's hard to choose honorable mentions when you're really just testing out all the new cards anyways. So all right, enough rambling. Let's go ahead, take this over into some ranked and see how we do. We'll see if we can get right into that first match here. I'll tell you what, I just got done recording the Goblins video, and the whole time I was just thinking, oh, I should have practiced with the new cards first. Like, I probably should have, but I think this deck is actually going to be easier than the Goblins, and I actually think it's going to be better too. Dude, look at this hand. What on earth? We got to try it, right? So much we could draw into here. Having all 3 of the adaptives down by turn 2 and then dropping a turn 3 Bloated Contaminator just sounds absolutely nasty. Holy cow. Llanowar Loam Speaker. Infectious Bite is pretty good. We're just gonna get the adaptives down, man. No swings from us this turn. Prepare for the Bloated Contaminator. The opponent had some ramp here, and they went first, so like they could play a pretty good 4-drop. The Stomper looks like some ramp, mono green ramp. This could be pretty scary if they hit their Titan of Industry before we're able to close it up. Yeah, we'll see. If they can get to their big cards early, yeah, Titan of Industry would be very hard for us to get around. Oh, Bushwhack. Oh, well. Our turn 3 is just a little bit worse, but not really. Still getting the Contaminator down and swinging for 4 here. Stomper can't block, so. And Thirsting Roots is pretty good. Because we can, well, it depends. We probably want to get a poison counter through first, but we're not really looking to close up games with poison unless we really have to. Wow. Wow. That's scary business, guys. That's very, very scary. Look at that. Oh, no. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We get a pretty good proliferate when we play the Vorrac here. Not a lot is happening off of a swing, unfortunately. Infectious Bite just doesn't do what we want it to do here yet, I would say. get a poison counter through, sure, but I think we go for the massive buffs. How do you guys feel about that? Go for the proliferate, and then we just decline here. Proliferate. Submit 2. Yeah, they don't have poison yet. And then we have the Thirsting Roots. It is sorcery speed. We could get the adaptives up to 5/5s. They have pretty good... They have a great block with the Defiler. Is the biggest issue, I would say. I think we get this up... I think we get them up to 5/5s. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's tough. It's a little bit weird, like, doing all this without them having a poison counter, but look, they have a Loam Speaker and a Defiler. The Defiler takes out an adaptive and they take 9 damage. The biggest thing here, of course, is Defiler's about to run away with this game, probably, right? And so we gotta go. If they block the Contaminator, they're taking 10. So when they block here, we get a Proliferate off the Contaminator. Yeah, they're taking 10 damage here. Now, they could have chumped with the Loam Speaker, but obviously they want to give it a counter, and that's why we swung, because the game's probably over now that they have the Defiler and no great way for us to, Yeah, Augur of Autumn. Oh no, are we ready to let the opponent pop off big time here? Loam Speaker is still a way to ramp too. Many journeys. They must not have a creature on top of their deck. Huh. I guess they can play that extra mana from the top here then. With the many journeys. No, they end up just passing. Oh, they're at 4. How do we get there? We don't want to see a forest, that's for sure. We have an Infectious Bite open. See, Stomper still can't block. If we full swing, we might be able to take out the Defiler with the Infectious Bite, depending on where they block. They have great blocks, though. Just terrific blocks here. Block, block, block without dying. If we just swing with these two, then it's more likely they double block to take out both adaptives, which would be very bad for us. We got new green versus old green here. Gonna keep the Vorrac back as a blocker next turn. Not that I think it matters too much. They probably can get that damage through, but they are gonna be forced to block here with something, and Infectious Bite will help us out. If we can get that Defiler off the board, then that could be huge for us. Yeah, Infectious Bite will get us there with that. They do end up double blocking. Like I said, if we would have swung with Vorrac, I mean, it wouldn't have stopped that because they still had a 3/4 Augur too. They just want to make sure we take out one of the Loam Speakers here. And then Infectious Bite. Go ahead, Adaptive and Defiler. Make sure we take out that Defiler. So we're losing 2 cards. They're losing 2 cards, but they still have the Augur of Autumn. Maybe we wanted... No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if there was going to be a way through after the Defiler hit so soon. Man, it was a great hand, though. Pretty cool starting match here, too, overall. The Stomper, that's going to be the 7th, so they can now block and swing with both of the Stompers here. Also, where did they gain life here? What am I missing? Back up to 7. They were at 4, right? I think I'm missing something. Yeah, the Sagas over here. Gain 3 life from the Sagas. Swing, 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 because why not? 14 damage. Yeah, we'll take it. The Vigilance on the Stompers is definitely going to be the nail in the coffin, though. Pretty much no matter what we draw. They're getting another 3, too. Scrapgorger! Nice! Oh man. Maybe we want to find a way to work an Augur of Autumn in here, huh? Because, you know, once we run out of fuel, we're out of fuel. We have a block here, block here. 7 gets through no matter what, but we're definitely letting the opponent play this one out. Playing some classic green Defiler, which is pretty cool. We actually just never get to see this. Hey, new card. Let's go. Just right for the -7. Dude, nice. Good game. All of them have trample. Like if we would have conceded, like, come on. That's so much fun. And imagine like the opponent actually thinking like, oh, we actually got to play the new card, you know? Now you definitely take a little bit of fun away when you concede against like, especially like that. I completely understand conceding against like control builds and stuff though. And yeah, sometimes time is important too, so. That was cool though. I think that new Nissa is, it looks pretty powerful, and maybe we want one in here, you know, because you don't have to think of it as a 6-mana card necessarily. Maybe we'll talk more about that in the final thoughts. I'm gonna give this a shot because like we have ramp off the Scrapgorger and a lot of great stuff to draw into. And the Vorrac can help us thin out this deck too. Consider? They are considering. Okay, well, this is not a great hand against mono blue, but it's like not too bad. It's just not very fast is the thing. Well, I guess I'd prefer the Vorrac to get countered here. We'll use this and get that Consider out of their grave, which is pretty good, huh? Scrapgorger is going to be good against mono blue. Yeah, I'd rather the Contaminator hit the board over a Vorrac. We're going to search for a forest here. See, it's not even like, I bet the opponent's even thinking, do we just let that hit the board? Oh, no forest. Well, we get a proliferate on the Scrapgorger then. Whoop, yep, submit one. There you go. It started with it already selected, I suppose. That's pretty cool, guys. That's pretty cool. Forest. It's already going to be a 3-3. That's crazy, dude. That's actually pretty crazy. I'll start with a swing here. 3 islands open. They're definitely waiting for their 4th island to get their big card down, so that way they have a counterspell open too. Well, no point in not trying it, I suppose. We do have 2 mana open if it's just like a make disappear, which is, you know, usually a 4 of in mono blue, right? I believe so. If it's make disappear, yeah, we have the 2 forests. Oh, we couldn't get this up to 3 because there's nothing in the grave. Aww. Well, now there's stuff in the grave, so next turn we can get it up to 3, I suppose. Contaminator got an Essence Scatter. They have their 1 island available. Definitely try... No, we can't hit the 4 toughness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We could still... Well, no. I don't think we want to double down on it. Infectious Bite. Oh no. Another forest. Oh no. They might just block with the Vorrac, and then we could double down on the Bite, but that's a lot of cards. Alright, let's swing. Let's do this. Maybe. Must have like a Fading Hope or something along those lines open. We're gonna take the 3. I guess we'll pick up the Essence Scatter. I guess that's fine. Like, making the Haughty Djinn a 0-4 is fine. And this goes up to a 3-3-2, and I don't think we play anything. Yeah, I think this is fine. Couple 3/3s on the board, guys. It's going to be a slow burning game against Mono Blue, I suppose. Because it's not like they're going to be able to play a couple more Jins and then just have these big swings, right? Because it's just a 0-4 right now. Blocks pretty well, though. Blocks our current board state. Ah, it's too bad. It's too bad the Contaminator's not on the board to clean these up. Thirsting Roots. Eee. Yeah. Alright, we're going to start with the swing. Oh, it picks it up no matter what, too. Okay, yeah, that's good to note. Yeah, it's not a you may exile from a grave. Doesn't matter, we don't have anything for our graveyards here, but yeah. Okay. I'll say we try to take this out. I'm taking 3 over here, and hopefully we get to hit one of the Jins. They could go Counterspell, and I think we just let them. It's going to be a negate, and then we could go Infectious Bite number 2. But I don't think it's worth it. I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't think we're going to proliferate with the roots yet either. It's worth it. They're tapped out. Getting rid of a Jin is fine. We could proliferate a poison counter. Could also just thin out the deck. Yeah, let's thin out the deck. Like, drawing a forest next turn would be really bad. So if we thin out the deck a little bit more, that's going to be 7 forests out. What's a proliferate for 1 poison counter and an extra oil counter on the Scrapgorger that we don't need? You know what I mean? Like, the proliferate doesn't do too much for us there, so. Although we could have, like, well, yeah, no, it's fine. Because I don't think we would have been able to start with the Thirsting Roots. I don't think they would have countered that. They would have just given us our forest and saved something. Potentially more dangerous. Yeah, they got the Jin up to a 4/4 quite easily with the Thirst for Discovery, and now we won't be able to swing successfully. Oh, nice, they're swinging in, okay. Well, we'll see. Gaea's Gift is huge, guys. Let's get the forest down, because why not? If we were up against, like, Mono Black or something that runs, Graveyard Trespasser, then I'd keep the forest in hand probably, but yeah, Gaea's Gift is really good. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they have a counterspell for the Gaea's Gift, but I'd say this is definitely worthwhile here. Worthwhile trying for sure. I've been seeing Mono Blue just, like, not have it. Like, a lot more than you would expect, so. Thirst for Discovery. They're tapped out, guys. This is going to be a big Jin to deal with, but I think it's anyone's game. Hexproof. This is a 7 swing. We're going to be picking up a... Let's pick up the one of the Thirst for Discoveries is fine. Bring that Jin back down to a 5/4. All right. We'll see. See, now the Proliferate would be good because we'd get that +1/+1 counter on there too. We have 5 cards in hand, guys. Oh, no. Yeah, anyone's game for sure. Definitely anyone's game. Blast Zone. A 2 mana and a 3 mana. Otherworldly Gaze. Okay. Wait. Surveil 3. Did they just change this to say Surveil 3 instead of say this instead? I think they did. Bloated Contaminator. The Otherworldly Gaze, they have great blocks here, just terrific blocks. They found one of their terrors. We can't swing. I don't think we swing here, guys. I think we use this as a mana. We'll grab the... They still can play this as flashback if I target this, right? So we might as well take something else. The other Thirst is fine, I guess. Yeah, because they could still use the flashback, and I think the main goal here is to get the Jhin attack down. Bloated Contaminator. Any creature's terrific for us. Man. Okay, yeah, no attacks. I'm trying to think if there's going to be a way through. I'll tell you what, they could get Blast Zone to the point where they can hit our 3-drops, and then we're in some serious trouble. Ah, Fading Hope. What number is that? Fading Hope number 3. Dang, that's rough. Okay. So, Scrapgorger. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's a big creature for us. Blast Zone isn't at 3 yet, but I like the Blast Zone Edition opponent for mono blue. I like that because sometimes, yeah, opponents can get a lot onto the board even when you're dropping counter spells, so why not have like a single Blast Zone in the deck? So they can pay 3, tap it, sack it, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on Blast Zone, and having 2 3-mana cards out there, guys, is pretty scary. They must have something here. They're swinging with the Jhin. They must have another creature to block or another Fading Hope, perhaps. Hey, that's pretty good, guys. This is really good. It has hexproof. The block here, take 3 down to 1. I don't think I don't think we don't swing, right? If we hold back, they have Jhin in air, and like they could like drop like another Thirst for Discovery or something. I think we just have to swing. We just have to keep going and see what happens to us, right? I think the biggest issue is just finding that last point of damage now. Gonna be a slip out the back. Oh, okay. Honestly, not too bad. We're going to start with the Evolved Spinoderm here. As Hexproof, once it lands, it's a 4-mana card, so the Blast Zone will only hit one of our creatures. A Syncopate! Oh no! I was not expecting their last card to actually be something, guys. Syncopate was a good one. Syncopate for 3, right? That's what they did? I think so. I mean, that has to be the nail in the coffin, right? We needed that creature to land. Swing for 8. Maybe lethal if they drew something good. So we have 1 turn to figure this out. I don't think we're going to. I don't think we're going to. They drop an oops. Maybe they could have done more damage there. Maybe they did have something in hand. That's actually pretty good. Tap this, grab one of the Fading Hopes. Yeah, I wonder if there's a better way to get through. But now what ends up happening is we proliferate, get a counter, and swing with a 5/5, so we're going to decline this. Wow, that's a lot of land on top. Submit 3, right? They get another poison counter, not like it matters. See what that last card in their hand is. They might just be forced to block. They are forced to block. Very close game, opponent. Very close game. Good game. That was tough, guys. That was tough. Even with just a bunch of terrific cards packed in here, mono blue is still just always going to be a tough matchup for sure. Don't look at this, guys. We're definitely not chilling at the bottom of gold or anything. That's not what it looks like at all. Everything's fine. Oh man, there are so many great green cards packed in here that I really do think that this deck is going to be a good one. We just have to keep playing. More testing required, right? And of course, we have to see if we can actually find the next match here too. Something about the Bloated Contaminator, like, it's kind of ridiculous. It has ridiculous stats. It's just 3 mana. You're looking for a downside on the card, and it's just non-existent. And today, we're just not seeing it do anything yet. The opponents have just been playing better stuff somehow, which is crazy to me. Is Standard really that powerful? Okay, hey, Rotpriest is an excellent draw. I think we're gonna go Scrapgorger though. We're gonna go Scrapgorger. Do this before combat, of course, because you can swing for more then. I know the Rotpriest would have buffed the adaptive, and then the Scrapgorger could have buffed the adaptive, and then the Contaminator could have buffed the adaptive, but I like getting the Scrapgorger down here. Okay, lifelink 1/3, toxic 1. Whenever you proliferate, choose one. If you don't control a creature named the Hollow Sentinel, create the Hollow Sentinel. It's 3/3. Okay. Target artifact creature you control gains flying and lifelink. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool, guys. I like that. So we're gonna go ahead and there's nothing in the grave. Pay for the 1 green. Get the Rotpriest down. Get the Bloated Contaminator down. And then swing with our 3/3 adaptive. This card seems insane. It seems like such a powerful 1-drop. Holy cow, guys. And then the Infectious Bite. Yeah, with Rotpriest on the board. I'll tell you what, dude. This deck is ready to go up against like lifelink decks because of the way it knows how to deal poison too. I guess creatures have to be as powerful as Bloated Contaminator nowadays because of all the removal and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, is this even going to survive the turn? Probably not. Looks like they're trying to make a decision between Rotpriest and Contaminator, maybe? It's going to be Drown in Ichor. And then they get to proliferate, so they get their 3/3. Dude, this is cool, man. This is cool. Alright, well, what the heck do we hit here? I guess we're gonna have to hit the Skrelv. Choose a color, another target creature you control gains toxic 1. Yeah, I guess we block. So we don't get a poison counter because they have like the whole proliferate thing going on. Another target creature you control gains toxic 1. Hexproof from that color until end of turn. Oh, this needs to have haste. They need to tap this as well. Okay. Okay. I mean, we still want to hit the Skrelv probably, regardless, right? So I guess we'll do that. We'll start by taking out Skrelv. Actually, hold up. Hear me out. Hear me out. It can't block. They get a poison counter here. We take out this. They get another poison counter. We do this while they're tapped down too. We don't know what kind of deck they're running. We don't know if they're rocking. We swing. Oh, I should have used the Scrapgorger. Get there up to 6. Should have used this for a mana, but now we have a blocker, I guess. And we'll grab probably the Drown. That seems like a good card, guys. -4/-4. And proliferate? I don't care if it's sorcery speed. That seems pretty solid. I guess instant speed would make it ridiculous. Yeah, 6 poison counters already, guys. We're not really, like, the deck is not a poison deck by any means. It is definitely supposed to be mono green aggro, but yeah, they get a proliferate here. 7 poison counters. Now we have a ton of cards to help us proliferate too, so this is actually like the first like deck that I've gone up against so far. I should have hit the creature actually. That's okay, we'll do it this turn. Oh, Bloated Contaminator. Do that before combat for sure to buff the adaptive. And I should have used the Scrapgorger for mana again. I don't know why I keep doing that. We could swing with Scrapgorger, I suppose, but it doesn't gain anything till next turn. I guess it's fine to hold off then. Yeah, Contaminator's sweet. I'd say this is anyone's game, just because we don't know what's in their hand. It looks like it's leaning towards us, but we have no idea what they could pull off here. And proliferate, return. Oh, they dropped the concede. Well, GG opponent. Looks like we have time for one more game as long as it's a fast one, so let's do it, huh? I don't know, man. It feels like we're running out of steam. Feels like we're top decking like a lot. So I wonder what we could add to kind of, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What could we do to not run out of steam as fast? Because it really feels like we're running everything down. Maybe go down to 22 mana and go up something else. Kind of feels like we could. It kind of feels like we could go down to 22, especially when the Vorrac helps us find some too. I don't know. It depends. I would have liked to see... Hey, check out the new land, guys. Copper Line Gorge. Scrapgorger. Oh, we got some... Maybe some Gruel Oil. You could see it. Just gonna hold off. I guess we'll try to swing. Why not? Why not? It's not like we're gonna try to block with it next turn or anything. They don't know what could be in our hand, but I guess for 2 mana, it depends. Like, everyone's playing new stuff, new cards. I could be rocking anything, really. A second Rotpriest would be good too, though, if they had, like, burn spells. Get some extra poison. I believe this would stack. Target opponent gets a poison counter. Yeah. I believe that stacks. Oh my goodness, a couple Beast Callers over there. A Beast Caller. Oh. Oh. Did I miss out by not putting Beast Caller in this deck? Oh, opponent, you just gave me an idea, buddy. I might have missed out a little bit, honestly. Alright, we have the... we have 2 Infectious Bites. It's too bad. I guess we have to get the Vorrac down. Nothing to hit out of the grave with the Scrapgorger, unfortunately. Let's actually get that land. Thin that deck a little bit, huh? And we might have to rely on poison this game. Couple Rotpriest on the board, couple Infectious Bites in hand. I would have loved to use the Proliferate on the Vorrac when it came time, but we want something big on the board to actually use the Infectious Bite with, right? We need to actually deal damage, not just 1 damage from the Rotpriest. Yeah, is it going to be another creature too? The Beast Callers, guys, are terrifying. They have 1 mana open. Swinging with both, why not? Let's take the 7. This could be a Tyvar stand, right? Yeah, why not? Could be. Tamiyo's safekeeping exists still too, so... Down to 13. We could pull off the Infectious Bites next turn and actually take care of the Beast Caller without losing... Well, They're looking at that Vorrac. It's going to be a Kami's Flare, guys. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, Rotpriest does stack. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I always bring it up. Sometimes I got to see it. Another mana off the top. That is terrible. The Infectious Bites don't get us there unless Rotpriest gets through. Infectious Bite, Infectious Bite. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. We're at 11. If they take the damage from the Rotpriests, I'll keep Scrapgorger, I guess, as a blocker. We kind of need that, right? Yeah, they're gonna take 1 poison. Darn, okay. We really needed that 3/3 to be on this board state. So the question is then, do we attempt the double Infectious Bite while they're tapped out? At least get rid of a Scrapgorger so they don't ramp into, like, something that's 6 mana next turn? We could at least hit the Scrapgorger. We still have 1 Scrapgorger as a blocker. Unless they just go Kami's Flare and... they have 6. I don't know, guys. I guess we'll do it. I guess we'll take out the Scrapgorger. This is a lot of poison. So, like, yeah, anything. Literally just anything next turn, hopefully. Any draw that's not a forest, of course, right? Now, I think the opponent could just straight up win here too, though. Pretty easily. So I think going for it on this turn, making sure that we didn't have, like, on their turn, a Tyvar stand or something. What on earth are you? Whoa. 5/5 Vigilance. Enters the battlefield. It deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. Okay, well, luckily, they're just swinging with 1. Do we keep Scrapgorger? I don't know. I think we take the 5 here. Yeah, we take the 5. We might need this Scrapgorger, guys. I don't know what we'll need it for. But, like, we do have that 1 card that buffs our wide board state. Well, either way, they can block this. Need to get 1 poison through. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Tyvar stand. Well, they're not going to let a Rotpriest through, but we do get, like, a trade here, kind of, sort of. This is a really tough decision, guys. We're gonna need the Scrapgorger. We force a block with both of these, right? So at that point... oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Guys, I'm sorry, opponent. I'm a noob. I'm an absolute noob. I'm sorry. Good game, opponent. Good game. I'm like, how do we get this damage through? Rotpriest is kind of ridiculous. Oh my god. You guys were probably screaming at me in the comments. Let me... oh, geez. Took me a second, huh? That was cool. That was sweet. Yeah, dude. Rotpriest is nasty. What on earth? That mixed with the Infectious Bite. Oh crap, I just clicked next game. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. No, we're 44 minutes in. We can't go another one. Gotta talk about this build. That was pretty silly. That was a pretty silly way to wrap up the evening where I'm just like, oh no, how do we get the damage through? Dude, Rotpriest is nasty. I heard the people who got to play in the early access event, I heard that Rotpriest was really good, but that was kind of insane. Having a couple of them out there and then the Infectious Bite where it was just doing 3 poison with each Infectious Bite being played, and then anything off the top, from a Tyvar stand to a Gaea's Gift to a Thirsting Roots to proliferate to a Vorrac to proliferate. Didn't get to see Jugan today, that kind of sucks. Evolved Spinoderm would have been cool had it actually been able to hit the board. Thank you, Mono Blue, right? Noxious Assault, there were a few times where if we would have seen the Noxious Assault, that could have done a lot. And then whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller gets a poison counter. I really like the theme of this deck. I think more testing is required for sure. I can't really tell right now if we got unlucky in the losses or lucky in the victories. I don't really know. It's kind of up in the air, honestly, but it definitely felt like we were running out of steam in some of those games for sure. So if you guys have any ideas, any cards that we could add to help us draw or anything like that, then let me know in the comments, because I think Mono Green might actually be back. I don't know, guys. I think we need to do some testing. I think Scrapgorger was good, but I guess a little underwhelming at times. But at the same time, once you could get a counter on it, and then you could proliferate the extra counters onto it if you needed to, you know, being able to get this to a 3/3 relatively fast is cool. I'm not sure it belongs in a deck like this over something that actually cares about having modified creatures too. I'm not convinced that the ramp was necessary either. I do like that it's a 0/3, so it does like buff the adaptive quite effectively, right? It could be simple like turn 1 adaptive. It could be like a turn 2 Rotpriest even, because that has a 2 toughness, and so that buffs the adaptive, and the Scrapgorger would buff it after that, so that's pretty neat. But like, I think Scrapgorger doesn't work terrific with like the Infectious Bite, which we kind of saw, where we really needed that Vorrac to be on the board just so that way the 3 power would do something, whereas Scrapgorger has 0 power, so Infectious Bite just isn't going to do anything at that point, unless, like, of course, you're comboing it with the Rotpriest and then not worrying about the creature dying, right? But other than that, yeah, this deck was cool, man. I'm excited to try out more forms of Mono Green. I think the new set just brought it so many powerful cards. If you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you. And as always, I always forget to bring it up until the very end. For some reason, you know what? I'm gonna like write a note and put it in front of me to mention it in like the first match or something. But we have a sub goal set all the way up at 5,000. It's our 2023 sub goal. So we have all year to reach it. And you guys are doing great so far, so thank you for that. But yeah, if you want to help us reach that sub goal, then please consider subscribing, because it is much appreciated, friends. Anyways, I will see you in the next video.